It began in the heartland, in towns small and large. By building on the success of local independent businesses, this once little company has quietly grown surprisingly big. In fact, today it serves you at over 12,500 convenient locations. More than any other company of any kind in America. Citgo, feel the pride.
Life is very challenging when you have quintuplets and a 13-year-old.
It definitely is.
There's one budget, and we have to buy 6 of everything.
Homework time.
Sydney and I both have full-time jobs.
Tonight's a McDonald's night, right?
On really busy nights, Sydney helps me out a lot by picking up dinner at McDonald's. Extra value meals are really a good deal for us. McDonald's saves time, money, and my sanity.
She loved the chili. It didn't love her. He loved the fries. They didn't love him. She loved the meatloaf.
You'll love the Tums. Tums has calcium.
Yes, Tums has calcium. Original Rolaids has calcium and magnesium. These have aluminum and magnesium.
Tums helps knock out heartburn and gives you calcium.
Something my body needs anyway. I love that.
Calcium-rich Tums.
NBA Showdown 94 for Sega Genesis and Super NES. If it's in the game, EA Sports. It's in the game.
Welcome back, everyone. Steve Levy back at our National Hockey Night studios. The second season of the playoffs for the NHL already underway after one period of play from Boston. The Bruins and Canadiens, they are tied at 1. That's the only Eastern Conference series opening tonight. The 3 other Eastern Conference series will begin starting tomorrow afternoon. The #1 team in the regular season, the New York Rangers, taking on the New York Islanders. It's the Battle of the New York, and one of the keys for the Rangers will be the goaltending of Mike Richter, the NHL leader in wins. For the Islanders, scoring from second and third line players such as Travis Green will be vital if the Isles are to spring in the upset. Remember, all the pressure, all the focus, all the attention on the Rangers. The Islanders have a chance to steal some of their thunder. Pittsburgh and Washington. In Pittsburgh, Mario Lemieux's health could be the big factor in the Penguins' quest for a 3rd Stanley Cup in 4 years. But look for capital agitator Dale Hunter to play a prominent role in trying to get the heavily favored Penguins off their game.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the way they've been playing since they got their new coach. So we expect a tough series. They're pretty physical, and for us, we just have to be very disciplined. And that's what got us the first 2 cups.
Also interesting to note, in those first 2 cup wins by Pittsburgh, both times to win, they had to get through the Washington Capitals. New Jersey and Buffalo, potential Rookie of the Year Martin Brodeur may get the nod for the Devils to finish with the NHL's 2nd-best record. Their job offensively will be to solve Dominik Hasek down at the other end. The Sabres netminder, the league's top-ranked goaltender at 93-94. This might be the best first matchup of the first round, #1 and #2 in the NHL in goals against. But, of course, none of those series have the flavor and the history of what you're seeing tonight. Boston and Montreal meeting for the 28th time in the playoffs. Amazingly enough, the Canadiens have won 21 of the previous 27 series. And speaking of the Boston Bruins, coming up, we'll take a look at some of the younger Bruins. Who are these guys in those Bruins sweaters, and what are they like? We'll check them out. Canadiens and Bruins 1-1 after 1.
Advanced Formula Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. In a test, it protected an engine for 200,000 miles. The result? Vital engine parts that looked as young as the day they were born. There was virtually no engine wear. If you're looking for the fountain of youth, You'll find it in a container of motor oil. Mobil One Synthetic. It keeps your engine running like new.
Over the years, Canon color copiers have copied everything, from pie charts to architectural renderings, from computer-generated presentations to top-secret documents. In fact, since Canon introduced the first color laser copier in 1987, our copiers have made over 1 billion high-quality color copies. And that kind of experience is sure to leave you smiling. To see how easy it is to own a Canon color copier, call 1-800-OK-CANON.
Monday night we play Islanders. If there is one thing I can stand, it's a long-armed action.
Welcome back after one. Boston and Montreal, they are tied at 1. The Bruins are an amazing story. Consider Cam Neely gone for the season. Raymond Bourque just back from injury. Joey Juneau, a 100-point player, was traded. Adam Oates really the only star left in the lineup, and yet they continue to win. The Bruins are all about winning, and it doesn't seem to matter who puts on those sweaters. New faces in those Bruins sweaters now, and still continuing to win.
I think my first time putting on the jersey, the Bruins, was kind of a thrill. I mean, you dream about that all your life. It's a tradition that, you know, that guys just love to be part of. You feel that much more important because you're not just playing in the NHL, you're playing for the Boston Bruins.
The Bruins, America's first NHL franchise, founded in 1924, Stanley Cup champs in 1929. The era of Tiny Thompson, Eddie Shore, another championship in 39 and 41. The Boston Garden, Phil Esposito, and Bobby Orr, champions again in 1970 and 1972. That's tradition.
There's 2 generations on our team. There's probably 25 and over who are married, and then there's 25 and under who are just a bunch of bozos, you know, going out and have fun. Yeah. We're so young, and we bring the energy to the older guys. They like it.
So much tradition, and now a team so young. 9 forwards. Most of the offense have less than 2 years experience.
I'm 21, and I think I'm the youngest guy. I'm not sure. Small, you're 22.
22. You know, they're kind of like, you know, frickin' frack.
We hang together a lot, me and Small, because, you know, we're 2 of the youngest guys on the team.
But we're all kind of goofy, you know, and like anybody else our age, so it's kind of fun.
Ted Donato, Glenn Murray, and Brian Smolinski, the sparks that ignite this baby boom forward line. Guys happy to just be playing in the NHL.
Well, I went from playing at Harvard, and then I had a year with the Olympic team, and then I went to the Bruins. At this age, I think you want to establish yourself as someone that can play for years. You know, you want a career. Your first couple of years is pretty unstable because you don't know if you're going to be a legitimate play.
Glenn Murray knows all too well. He went back and forth to Boston's minor league teams 3 times last year.
It's tough because, you know, I was only 19 or 20 last year, but it was different, but it helped me out a lot. You know, I had to work on my game a little bit, and it did nothing but help me for this year.
Brian Smolinski needed advice to overcome his rookie jitters.
Just say, go out there, work hard. Just play your game, do your things. Just try not to read the names on the back of the shirt. They're just another player out there. When I came in, I was so nervous. I didn't know what to do.
But now these newcomers have to be leaders. 15-year veteran Raymond Bourque banged up, although he's playing. Hurt is 11-year veteran Cam Neely. 31-year-old Adam Oates is it heading to the playoffs.
I think it's a concern that we have so many young guys going to the playoffs just because, you know, who knows how people are going to react. But it's also exciting because, you know, guys really want to prove themselves.
It's great to be young and be playing in Boston.
And these are the playoffs. Every shift, every play counts. Even veteran forwards go down to block shots. 1-1, Montreal and Boston after 1. Sean and Brian coming up second period from Boston right after this.
If Burger King had just one customer, we'd have just one way to serve the #1 preferred burger. But since you come in more than one size, so does the flame-broiled Whopper. Like the new Whopper Jr. with more beef than before. Or Double Whopper with more beef than you'd believe. There's a Whopper taste for any size appetite from the everyday value of 99 cents. Whopper meals from $1.99. We don't have to be the world's #1 fast food place. Just yours, and yours, and yours.
Welcome to Burger King. Can I take your order, please?
At Jiffy Lube, we understand that some people like to change their own oil. They want to save money. But when you think about the time it takes to buy new oil, get out the tools, do the work, properly dispose of the old oil, and clean up, well, just think about it. And then think about going to Jiffy Lube for your next oil change.
For quality products like Pennzoil and quality service, go to Jiffy Lube and ask for Pennzoil.
If you demand more from an aftershave than that same old alcohol burn, you need more than the same old aftershave. Sensitive from Old Spice. It's alcohol-free because alcohol burns. That's why they took it out and put these cooling sensate scents. For real refreshment to go with that great scent. It's proof aftershave doesn't have to hurt to work. So use sensitive, or you might get burned. Take the heat out of aftershave. Demand proof. Try alcohol-free sensitive from Old Spice.
Hey, I've been attacked by sharks. And struck by lightning. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I give it. Come on. In this league, the fans are as tough as the players. Get real.
Logo Athletics, licensed team apparel. Sports Center now at new times, 6:30 and 11 p.m. weekdays.
The hockey starting tonight on ESPN continues tomorrow on ABC. Game 1, the Islanders and the Rangers. Game 1, the Blues and the Stars. Check your local listings for the game in your area. And then it continues on ESPN2. Tomorrow night, Game 1 in Pittsburgh. The Penguins and the Capitals. 66 could be the key to the entire postseason tournament. All of your hockey, ESPN, ABC, and ESPN2.
Now, over time, cars that can benefit from higher octane can benefit from new Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium gasolines. Two choices with an advanced system of engine cleaning that works over time for the highest performance, lower emissions, and improved mileage, changing what gasoline can do. New Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium from Texaco. Give us 60 days and watch what can happen.
It's hard to describe the feeling when your son becomes your partner.
He started me off in the mailroom.
You needed that. When he talked about upgrading to a high-tech electric drying system, well...
Reduced emissions, lower production costs.
New advancements in electro technologies are enabling us all to use energy more efficiently. It's part of Conservision, Virginia Power's commitment to improve the world we live in.
But then I realized ideas like that are exactly what I was hoping for.
Sports Center now at new times, 6:30 and 11 p.m. weekdays.
ESPN's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs is brought to you by Molson Ice, from Canada, the land where ice was born, by the New Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation, and by Rico. Rico makes a full line of copiers and facsimiles to meet all your office needs. The name to know is Rico.
Welcome back live to the Boston Garden, site of the first game of the 1994 Stanley Cup playoffs. At the end of the first period, Montreal and Boston are tied at 1. The Canadiens scored the first goal of the game, an even strength goal at 6:55, scored by Brian Bellows.
Bellows gets the puck behind the net. You'll see him right at the bottom of the screen there. Casey looking over his right shoulder, and he has to slide across. Watch Casey, he'll get there. He's up against the post. Bellows makes a smart play. Goes for the far side of the net, tucks down the far side. He got Montreal on the scoreboard, 1-0. Brian Bellows, first goal of the game.
From DiPietro and Dom Poos, then the Bruins
tied it up on the power play. Marius Cherkovsky the goal.
There was a pick right there in the middle of the ice by Al Iafrate. Ray Bork takes the first shot. Iafrate will give it back to him. Here, Ray, take another shot at it. The quick wrist shot on target. It hit the man in front. There's Cherkovsky. His head's up right inside the far post. Excellent shot by Cherkovsky.
Goal at 14:51. Bork and Iafrate assisting. And it's 1-1 as we head to the second period. Shots on goal in the first period, 12-6 in favor of Montreal. They also had the edge in quality shots. Face-offs won. Bruins 1 out of 2 on the power play. Montreal 0 for 1, but the Canadiens with a 2-man advantage for 41 seconds as the second period begins. And Daniel Marois still has 41 seconds left on his minor for boarding, and Adam Oates still with 1:40 to serve for his penalty for tripping.
Well, not the ideal way to start off a period for the Boston Bruins. Only 3 men out there, and they'll want to just try and touch that puck whenever they can. And if they do, they have to get it down the ice every time because they may not get a second chance.
Those 3 men are Reed, Sweeney, and Bork. It's Derek Desjardins. And the play offside. Don Sweeney did a good job to force the offside as he put the pressure on Desjardins.
Good play by the Boston Bruins. 3 players out there stringing it out along the blue line. Montreal did not want to dump it in because Bork was well back. He would have had a chance to get back there and shoot it right back down the ice. But at the same time, Boston Sweeney stood up at the blue line, strung things out, and Montreal put themselves offside, wasting valuable time, and now they're going to try and regroup.
Muller, Bellows, Domfus, Desjardins, and Schneider. The 5-some out there for Jacques Demers. Dave Reed broke up the play. The Bruins get their first man back in 20 seconds. And much of that time will pick off as Don Sweeney sent it the length of the ice.
A slick poke check by Don Sweeney. Damphus trying to stick handle by him. Sweeney knocked it off his stick and right down the ice.
Marois out of the box in 5 seconds. Reed poked it into the corner, got tangled up with the referee, Chache. Marois out of the box at 5-on-4. Desjardins shot blocked. And Reed slides it down.
Boston Bruins forwards and defensemen are excellent at getting in the path of the puck. They block a lot of shots. Dave Reed certainly in that category. He's a very valuable command for Boston Bruins in killing penalties.
39 seconds left on the penalty to Adam Oates. Bruins doing an excellent job at penalty killing. Smolinski broke up the point. 1-1 to score. We played just more than a minute in the second period here at Boston Garden. Montreal and Boston meeting for the 28th time in the playoffs. Montreal has won 21 of the 27 meetings. 2 teams split the first 4 down the middle, then Montreal won 18 playoff series in a row against Boston. The Bruins have won 4 of the last 5 playoff series. And they're on the verge of dodging this bullet. Out of the box comes Oates, and the Bruins survive the 2-man short situation. Odeline into the circle. It off the side of the net, covered there by John Casey, and the fans appreciate the penalty killing of the home-standing Bruins. We mentioned Canadiens lead all-time 21-6, with the Bruins won 4 of the last 5, including the last 3, and they are more than familiar with each other. This is the 10th time in the last 11 years they've met in the playoffs.
If you're a big fan of stats, how do you figure this? A huge advantage overall for the Montreal Canadiens, but lately in the last couple of years, it's Boston, so who knows whose turn it is this year, Sean.
Boston has never won a playoff series from Montreal when these 2 teams have met in the first round. On the face-off, Wilson won it back, but he split his point man and lost. Now he has to play it. He's for Desjardins, and that has come free as Brent Hughes wound up in the crease.
J.J. Daniel took Brent Hughes right into the net. They were well away from the puck, but it did knock the net off its moorings. And we take a catch it on the replay here. There's J.J. Daniel. Here's a look at the replay. You see Raw was well out of the net. A little push by Daniel into Hughes. Hughes couldn't stop himself, and there's the result.
Daniel was the leader in plus-minus ratio for Montreal for most of the year until the final game of the regular season, in fact, when he was a -4 against the Red Wings in that 9-0 defeat Montreal suffered. Not a great way to end the regular season with the second worst defeat in Montreal's history. 1-1 to score. We've played more than 2 minutes here in the second period. I'm McDonough with Brian Engblock. Happy to have you with us for the start of the NHL playoffs. Glenn Murray trying to work it out in front. He was defended by Daniel. Now stumbled, shoved off the puck by Wilson. Here's Ed Ronan. Off to Wilson, back for Ronan. Bouncing puck. Ronan centered. And was knocked away from the top of the crease by Casey. Now Dion. Maybe again about a wraparound, but he lost the puck. Brent Hughes starts Boston the other way. He flipped it into the right wing corner. The Bruins change line. Desjardins. Dalkus. Only 2 Canadiens playing all 84 regular season games. Trying to catch Montreal on the line change. Cherkovsky dumped it back for Oates. He couldn't handle it. Brisebois off to Keane. Mike Keane to Patrice Brisebois. He was bothered in traffic. Sweeney poked it away, and Don Sweeney controlled for Boston. 1-1 the score. 16:50 remaining second period. Oates bothered by Brisebois. Cherkovsky got it out to Marois. And Marois' shot deflected in the corner by Kevin Holler. And go behind the net after. Holler first down. Holler is 23 years old, but in his 4th NHL season. Shoved into the board by Iafrate. And Iafrate came out of the pile with the puck. Oates. Into the zone. Looks for Cherkovsky. Oates says he and Henry Cherkovsky still learning each other's tendencies. There are times when Oates has the puck. He's not quite sure what Cherkovsky's going to do, and vice versa. They confer in front of the Bruins bench. 1-1 the score. We'll be right back.
Hundreds of miles to the north and 30 degrees south of zero lies Canada, blasted by wind, buried by snow, and filled with ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed by North America's oldest brewery to be a few degrees colder, a few degrees bolder, yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
During the Dodge National Minivan sale, there are even more reasons to love Caravan. In fact, depending on which Caravan and which options you pick, you could save up to $2,600 on the minivan that already exceeds 1998 car safety requirements. The Dodge National Minivan sale, the place to go for people who don't know when to stop. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
Let's take another look at Al Iafrate's game, another side of him. Good hit into the boards. We talked about him earlier on in the first period. If he plays a well-rounded game and concentrates on that style of play, the shots and the playmaking and the goals will take care of themselves.
Iafrate, one of the real characters in the NHL. Rides his motorcycle, has a couple of tattoos, listens to loud music. Donato put it on net. Wow, made the stop. 4 minutes played, second period. Montreal and Boston still tied at 1. This will be an icing call. If the Canadiens get there first, they did, but they waved it off at the last minute. Now Odeline. Forward check by Donato. And Donato's had an excellent year for Boston. Odeline sends it around. Crowd wanted to call, and Walensky was spilled away from the puck by Leclerc. Now Leclerc breaks 2-on-1 with Muller. Kurt Muller with Leclerc going to the net. Centering pass was blocked by Iafrate. Skating room for Walensky. Big wrist shot sailed over the net. Oleg Petrov, 22-year-old rookie from Moscow, is in behind Casey. He left the puck to David Shaw. Shaw was bothered throughout the year by injury. Desjardins back to center ice. Hughes fans on it. Tom Poos to Bello. Bello working on Roberts. Roberts rides to the board. Bello still managed to center. Controlled in front of that by Murray as he skated out. Tom Poos. Back to Daniel. Now Roberts. Across to Shaw. Veteran tandem on defense for Boston. And a delayed offside waves off as the Canadiens clear the zone. Roberts. To the line to Murray, tied up there by Daniel. 14:25 remaining. Second period. 1-1 the score. Both teams struggled at the end of the regular season. We mentioned the scrubbing amongst Montreal in the hands of Detroit 9-0. Boston won only 3 of its last 8 regular season games. Lost the regular season finale here at home against the Hartford Whalers. Icing the call against the Bruins. Now the Miller Genuine Draft League leaders. If you look at the all-time leading scorers among defensemen in NHL history, Ray Bourque is second all-time in scoring among defensemen behind only Paul Coffey. But he's the only one on that list who has not won the Stanley Cup.
And boy, would he like to change that this year. Look at those points. Unbelievable by all those men. And there he is right there, Ray Bourque, in his 15th season. Probably will be an all-star again. He has been an all-star each and every year, 14 years straight. Unbelievable.
Sutter said he would not play 35 or 40 minutes tonight, as he ordinarily does in the playoffs. He's on a pace to play fewer than 35 or 40 minutes, but not many fewer. Brisebois up the middle. He was upended, but Keane is onside. Mike Keane scores! And Montreal has a 2-1 lead.
What a play by Mike Keane as he's in all alone. He got past Ray Bourque. Some good play by Sweeney in the neutral zone is for nothing as Keane is able to get by Ray Bourque. Let's watch it develop. Coming out of the Montreal zone. There's Sweeney coming across with a hit, but Keane is able to go into crisscross. Bourque didn't know that his partner Sweeney is gone. Look at that move by Mike Keane. Dropped the left shoulder, moved back to his right. Casey was beaten. There you see Sweeney coming across in the left defense position. He pulled himself out of position. That gave Mike Keane that chance right there.
Nice play by Benoit Brunet to get him the puck as he was being upended. So Montreal leads again. Now Dion. His shot blocked by Wesley. Oates failed to clear. 6:19 of the second period. The time of the goal by the half. Reed, 2-on-2 across the line with Tchaikovsky. Reed snapped off the shot wide. Patrick Roy, who covered it off the backboard. The goal by Mike Keane has given Montreal a 1-goal lead.
Hey, the Miss Perfect pageant. Yeah.
We're watching hockey.
Hockey. Watch both.
Miller Lite presents the Miss Perfect Face-Off.
Okay, Bob, Miss Georgia goes to the corner. She leads the fight. Here's the puck coming loose by Johnson. She goes!
Brought to you by Miller Lite. If you can combine great taste and less filling, you can combine anything.
Oh, that'll be smashing. 2 minutes for Miss Congeniality.
Bad call. Good beer. Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this?
When we introduced the Dodge National Minivan Sale, we knew people would like getting great option discounts on the minivan that already exceeds 1998 car safety requirements. Just like they've always enjoyed air at no extra charge with the Caravan Family Value Package. But when people hear that their savings can total $2,600, well, we're taking appropriate measures. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
Communication between defense partners is very important, but sometimes you can't communicate. You'll see Sweeney come across from his left defense position, standing up, going for the hit. Ray Bourque doesn't realize till too late, whoops, Sweeney's gone. Keane took advantage of that crisscross situation, and what a great move. Boy, Casey was going one way, Mike Keane going the other way. That's the way you like to have a Mike Keane, a happy man right now.
His 11th career playoff goal. He had 16 goals during the regular season to tie his career high. The assist on the goal by Keane to Benoit Brunet and Patrice Brisebois. And it's 2-1 Montreal. And the Bruins were talking about how during their struggles at the end of the regular season, the big problem without Bourque in the lineup was they were caught in too many 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s against them. They thought with Bourque back in there, that would help to shore up the defense. They wouldn't give the opponents those kinds of jumps. But as you mentioned, Brian, miscommunication between Sweeney and Bourque, and it cost the Bruins.
Among the many things that Ray Bourque does so well, he's incredibly good at playing his position. He knows where to be. He makes great decisions all the time. That was a case where they didn't really have time to talk to each other. Don Sweeney took the initiative, and it just turned out to work against him.
Brian Sutter, what is it about Ray Bourque that makes him so great? That's the first thing he lists, that he is fundamentally sound. I am Brady, good work. Out in front, what a save! An unbelievable save by Patrick Roy, robbing Steve Hines.
We've talked a lot about Patrick Roy. This is about the epitome of what we're talking about. We'll take a look at this replay. There he is. This guy finds a way to keep it out of the net. Watch this play develop, coming out from behind the net. Good work by Iafrate. Look how quick this shot is. Good positioning by Patrick Waugh. That's where it starts, but that magic left hand comes up. There's Iafrate, right out in front. Waugh tracking the puck very well. Good positioning. He was going down in the butterfly, trying to make sure he was covering low, but that left glove hand is out to his side, where it's supposed to be, and there he is. He scoops it right out of the air. He almost caught that one right behind him. It was on its way, it seemed, into the net, but not with that guy right there.
Most of the shots have been low on Patrick Waugh.
It doesn't matter which goaltender is in the net. If you're in close, you like to get the puck up high, but that was a smart shot, actually, by Hines. It was very quick. It was almost right on the corner. That one would have been a tough one for Waugh to handle as well. It was shot right near his glove. It certainly required great reflex.
Gumpel knocked down behind the net, working to Murray. He tried to wrap around, stop to the side of the net. Up from the point, David Shaw to keep it in. Boston with some sustained pressure here. Hughes. Trying to send it back behind the net for Gumpel. He didn't see it coming. Gumpel has it back. Tried to center. Dave Gadan deflected it behind the net. Murray muscles out in front. His shot deflects to the goal mouth and wound up behind the net. Now Murray, good pressure by the line of Gumpel, Hughes, and Murray. Murray trying to get it back from Hughes. Hughes' pass was blocked. Finally, it's controlled by Daniel. Muller drives it in. 11:45 left in the second period. Montreal leads 2-1. It was 1-1 after the first period. Bellows and Keane, the goal scorers for the Canadiens. Sierkowski for Boston. LeClaire dumps it back for Muller. His pass deflected by Roberts. Hughes with Oates. Oates lets it fly. Pass save. Right leg made by Waugh. Fourth. Break wide. Oates first in. Towards Sierkowski. And Reed going to the front of the net. Marian Sierkowski walking right in front. And Waugh held the post. Sierkowski to Oates. Trying to get it back to Sierkowski. Reed leaves it for Sierkowski. He turned it over to Matthew Snyder. Now LeClaire out of the University of Vermont. Had it stopped at the line by Force. LeClaire lost it now to Oates. Nearly midway through the game. 2-1 Canadiens. Load line for Mike Dean, who scored the go-ahead goal. Dean has it back. He was durable during the regular season. Played in 80 of the 84 games. And offside the call against Montreal.
Let's take a couple of looks at Patrick Waugh doing his job in net. Here comes Adam Oates down the wing. He's just going to let it fly, hoping that one of his teammates is going to go for a rebound. There's Waugh. He's calm under fire, makes the save. There was a rebound there, but he got the blocker save. Now here's another look at a different situation. Here's Sierkowski going to walk out from behind the net. There's Waugh guarding the near post. He will go down. Sierkowski attempting to go upstairs. That was the right play. Waugh made the shoulder save.
And the angle covered perfectly. Off the face-off and driven in by the Canadiens. And now Oates control. He played his college hockey at RPI in Troy, New York. Reed dumped it off for Wesley. He snapped it over the net. And it came off the backboard, right back to the crease, where it was gloved by Waugh.
On that scoring chance that we saw by Sierkowski trying to go upstairs, from the looks of what I've seen of him so far, Sean, Sierkowski's the kind of guy that really can be successful here in this Boston Garden. Because the end zones are so small, you need guys who are calm under fire with the puck, who will hold on in a crowd. Adam Oates has been so successful that way. There's a look at Sierkowski. He did a good job coming out from behind the net on that play. Nobody came on him. He took whatever ice was given to him. He looped out a little bit, took a shot, tried to go upstairs, didn't score a goal, rather. The rebound came back to him, and he went right after the rebound. Those are the types of things you like to see in a forward that plays for the Boston Bruins.
Marius says that is the most difficult adjustment from the Swedish Elite League to playing in the NHL is the smaller rinks here in North America. Brisebois didn't get it out. Now Brisebois does. He handed it back over to Oates. Oates has seen a tremendous amount of ice time tonight. Marois trying to get it to Knitz here. He was tied up. Mahler off the boards. Kept in by Oates. What a pass. Marois! Another beauty and a save by Patrick Waugh. Marois fired it right on off a great pass from Adam Oates. And a penalty here for high sticking against Montreal. Mike Keane, I believe, is going off with 9:55 left in the second period. So the Bruins, who scored their only goal of the night on the power play, will have another chance with the man advantage as Keane goes off at 10:05.
Well, Mike Keane's in the penalty box for high sticking, so Boston will get a chance to build on things. Here's Boston inside the zone. There's Adam Oates. He hasn't worked out in certain instances. He gets his wingers to go to certain places. There we go, right into the slide area. Good chance, shot on net. And I think it was a high sticking call, actually, on Mike Keane. But Boston with some good sustained pressure inside the zone. Adam Oates is very good at communicating with his wingers. He likes to use some set plays. He's very guarded about them for obvious reasons because he doesn't want the other team to know about them. But I know he does talk to his wingers, and in certain instances along the board, you say, well, I'm here down in the corner. You go to the top of the circle on the near side, and I'll give you that quick pass. And we just saw an example of that where Dan Merriwell was the one who got a shot on net and a scoring chance because of it.
Ray Bork into the corner for Stumple. Bork lets it fly, deflected out in front. And it's smothered by Waugh, even with Ted Donato hacking away, looking for a rebound. We're at Boston Garden on Causeway Street in Boston, Massachusetts, for the first game of the 1994 Stanley Cup playoffs. The Bruins playing host to the Canadiens in this best-of-7 Eastern Conference quarterfinal series, and Montreal leads 2-1 midway through the hockey game. Sean McDonough and Brian Engblom, happy to have you with us. Boston on the power play, trying to get the equalizer with Bork and Iafrate at the point. Donato, Murray, and Stumple up front. Carbonneau won the draw for Montreal, but Schneider didn't clear. Bork kept it in. Now Carbonneau pushes it out. Carbonneau and Brunet, the forwards, killing the penalty for the Canadiens. Schneider and Odeline also out there.
For the Montreal penalty killers, because there's Iafrate and Bork on the point, both of them can hit the net from anywhere, and they have both had tremendous shots. They obviously have to key on these two guys. I think they would rather have Boston work the puck down low and take their chances that way in the outnumbered situation, and perhaps one forward coming down at the last second to help out. But the danger in that is if those two Canadiens forwards who are out at the point start inching down, the Boston forwards can get the puck back to the point for those big one-timers by Iafrate and Bork, so they're in trouble in that respect. So they have to play a pretty strict box, keeping two guys up and two guys back.
Ron Wilson for Montreal. Holds up and shoots. It's kicked out by Casey. Ryan Smolinski, the rookie out of Michigan State, had 31 goals this season. The third highest goal total by a Bruins rookie. Barry Peterson and Joey Junot scored more goals in their first year than Smolinski did this season. He had 31, Junot 32, and Peterson 44 in their rookie seasons for Boston.
Brian Smolinski with those 31 goals, and the Boston Bruins organization obviously very confident that this man can step in and do the job. They're putting him in that spotlight, in that situation. They had the chance to get out Al Iafrate. They traded Joey Junot in order to get Iafrate. Therefore, Smolinski gets a heck of a lot more ice time, and he's done very nicely with it.
Iafrate behind the back to Bork. And another save by Waugh as he once again flashed up the glove.
And another good pick play by the Boston Bruins as Bork got that puck and slid down to the top of the circle. Sierkowski blocking out a couple of Montreal players, J.J. Daniel in particular, and allowed Ray Bork that extra time to really tee it up. Let's take a look at it here. It's behind the back pass. There's Sierkowski. Watch him just off to your screen. He is stepping into a couple of Montreal players. That's why Ray Bork has so much time, and he doesn't miss the net very often. Big save by Patrick Waugh. The other Boston forwards, rather, going to the net for any rebounds. In this case, there was none.
Jacques Demers told us this morning that he was delighted that the NHL officials sent out the word prior to the playoffs that they will not tolerate any bumping, crowding, touching of the goaltenders. Anything against the rules involving hitting the goaltender is going to be strictly enforced. When you have the best goaltender in the game in your net, you're happy to hear that interference with it won't be tolerated. Iafrate hustled to the near boards but couldn't keep it in. The Bruins with under a minute left of the man advantage now.
Boston was not very successful in the first period of getting some good chances from the point. They're looking, obviously, in this second period on the power play to get more chances.
Sierkowski off to Iafrate, off the blocker of Waugh. Now Oates lost the puck. Daniel drives it around, kept in by Iafrate. To Smolinski, but Brunet is right there, and Brunet clear. Not a good play by Iafrate. Smolinski didn't have anything to do with the puck, but Rene right on it. 27 seconds left on the Boston power play. 8:20 remaining second period. Montreal leads 2-1. Glenn Wesley trying to split the defense. Now Oates. That's too far ahead of Tchaikovsky. Another example that they just haven't played together long enough to be able to read each other's moves. The late offside here against Montreal. Waved off as they clear the zone. Oates has his pass broken up by John Bruce. And the penalty to team has expired. Out of the box and bumps into Ray Bork. Oates lost to the Tom Poop. Poop puts in the boards by Wesley. Now Ted Donato lost the puck to Bellow. Bellow scored the first goal of the game. Now Dom Poop. Nice play by Wesley. He went crawling there. Poked the puck to the Montreal end. 7.5 minutes remaining second period. 2-1 Canadiens. Donato had it taken away from behind by Dumpu. Now DiPietro with some room. Casey way out of the net to the bottom of the circle to make the pad save. More playoff action on ESPN right after this.
I expect to get a lot out of my next new car. I expect it to come with features that I find important. I expect it to come with features that will make my life easier. I expect it to come at a price I'm willing to pay. Oh, did I mention I want this car today?
See your local Chevy Geo dealers for your special value Corsica today. In just 1 year, something happened to 640 million pounds of chemical pollutants. Instead of becoming waste, they were captured for recycling. The members and partners of the Chemical Manufacturers Association, working for change.
Storyline provides a list of goal scorers in this one. Montreal leads 2-1. Goals by Brian Bellows and Mike Keane of the Canadiens, and the rookie Marius Tchaikovsky has the Boston goal. Off the face-off, Kevin Haller with room. Got it wide. Flex high in the air into the corner. Controlled by Stumple. Now Murray. Back to Stumple. Line generated some chances for Boston. Brent Hughes in behind the net with Lyle Oline. They held each other off. Murray checked in the boards by Snyder. Stumple and Dompu. Stumple managed to center. But right out of the stick of Paul DiPietro. His own zone, Bork. It deflected to Hughes. Back to Bork. Bork a 4-time Norris Trophy winner. As the best defenseman in the NHL. And he could easily win it again this year, despite missing 12 games this season. He led all NHL defensemen in points scored with 91. Top 20 in the league in scoring. 6:25 remaining, second period. 2-1 Montreal. Haller kept it in. DiPietro centers, and it's intercepted by Marois. Hughes didn't see the pass coming. Brisebois control.
Both teams have done a pretty good job, Sean, of not getting hemmed in their own zone. When you're in the second period, you're the farthest away from your own bench. Both teams have the capabilities of swarming and putting sustained pressure on, which really puts a lot of pressure on those guys that are out there. When they're caught tired, you can end up scoring a goal.
Marois. Back to the point, Roberts. Shot it wide, looking for deflection out in front from Smolinski, who was played well by Haller. Smolinski tried to feed Marois, was broken up by Haller. Now on the line, Roberts. Into the corner, looking for Hines. Muller steps in. Brisebois off the boards to Petrov. He breaks 2-on-2 with LeClaire. Petrov, nice pass. LeClaire one candidate. Back to Petrov. He was sent to the ice by Shaw. Roberts. And Marois has lost his helmet. Marois controls. Now Smolinski. Broken up by Desjardins. It stayed on the line. And was kept in by Hines. Petrov. Petrov was Montreal's Player of the Month in December. Start of the year in Fredericton, their team in the AHL. Oh. Trying to work on Desjardins. Oh, couldn't cut in. He was ridden to the side of the net by the call. Glenn Wesley can't believe it. The Canadiens on the power play with a 2-1 lead right after this.
More cheese steak for your cheesy need. Also, bring those cheese dumps, please. Once you buy, you just can't stop. So fun. The cheesy steak is so yum. Now more cheesy flavor. The kind of cheese you're gonna savor. So grab yourself some cheesiness. Not the but the pieces and greasiness. So put a can in your hand and check it out. The cheesy steak will knock you out. Bring those cheese and flavor. The kind of cheese you're gonna savor. Once you pop, you.
Hey, there's that cool recliner. Come on, ski jumper. Oh, the recliner, come on. Hey, how about both?
Miller Lite presents Recliners Ski Jump.
No way.
Boy, Johnson's ready. He's been training for this for years, Bob. Watch this layback. Brought to you by Miller Lite. If you can combine great taste with less filling, you can combine anything. He's got the record and the light. Let's share.
What a beer.
Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this?
Glenn Wesley in the penalty box for Boston. 2 minutes for holding at 15-15.
There's a hole by Glenn Wesley. Nobody is near the puck. Montreal player trying to get to it. Wesley puts a grab on him and pulls him down on the ice. Here's Ray Bork getting a little equipment adjustment on the Boston bench. He'll be right back out there, I'm sure.
And Montreal's on the power play for the first time in this period. At the line, Schneider. Oh, the line is the other point man. Bellows, Tom Cruise, and DiPietro up front. DiPietro with pass deflected to Bellows. Bellows looking for a tip. Oh, the line was sneaking in from the point. Bellows bothered by Reed. Reed out there with Oates, Sweeney, and Shaw killing the penalty. It has a minute and a half remaining. 4:13 left, second period. Montreal has a 2-1 lead. Odeline. Now Gumpoot lost the puck as he was winding up to make a play. Sweeney able to clear it out. Gumpoot lost the puck as he made his move to Kenichi. And the pass goes off the skate of DiPietro. Montreal's been a very effective power play team tonight. Failed to score in a lengthy two-man advantage situation. And Bork drives it down.
Montreal really struggling in the neutral zone because of small ice surface. Again, sometimes you have to go back farther than you normally would or would like to in order to regroup, in order to have an effective chance coming up the ice with some speed in order to attain that Boston Bruins zone.
Game 2 of the East quarterfinal. Stanley Cup action continues Monday at 7:30 Eastern time here on ESPN as the New York Islanders try to continue their strong run. They venture to the home ice of Mark Messier and the New York Rangers. Throughout the playoffs, if there is a game being played, you will see the action on national TV, whether it's ESPN, ESPN2, or ABC. Every Stanley Cup playoff game will be available on national television. Iafrate tried to drive it around and could not, and the puck wound up in the crease where it was covered by John Casey.
Al Iafrate showing some pretty good upper body strength there. The puck was in the air. He tried to knock it down, and then he just kind of pitchforked Mike Keane down to the ice. Keane nowhere to go but down in that situation. Al Iafrate, a much bigger player. Here's Iafrate. Tries to clear the puck. It was Keane that got in the way of it. It's bouncing around. There we go. Bang. Iafrate says, you're not getting a chance at that one. There's Big Al. 25 goals last year, 15 goals this season. We haven't seen any end-to-end action or end-to-end rushes by this man. He can really fly. On top of the big slap shot, he's got to be one of the fastest skaters in the NHL, but he has not taken it coast to coast here tonight.
Montreal controls the face-off. 28 seconds left on the Canadian power play. Keane, who scored the goal that is the difference in the game at the moment. His goal made it 2-1. Dion right in the slot. Rather than look for a shot, he tried to pass off. Brisebois kept into the line by Desjardins. Brisebois centers, deflected at the top of the crease. Dave Reed works it up, not up. Kept in by Desjardins. 5 seconds left of the power play. Shot through a crowd. Now, if we're talking about crowding the goaltender, and that being called, they were right in the face of Casey without a call. Wesley ran out of the box. Broken up by Reed. Has Oates. Wesley. But the Bruins will be going to a power play.
Oh, Patrick Waugh. The first save is great enough, but watch the second save on Wesley coming up. Watch the play develop here. Wesley came out of the penalty box. He missed, but Boston turns it over. There's the lead pass. Adam Oates is in alone. Watch him shield the puck with his leg. Goes in, makes the move. Good save. That's Wesley coming up. Waugh dives back, gets the arm on that one, too. Here's another view. Here's Oates. Goes to the forehand. He's trying to get it in between the pads of Waugh. It's laying there. Waugh dives back. Wesley didn't get as much of that one as he would have liked to, and certainly would love to have gone upstairs on it, but Patrick Waugh diving back. Two beautiful saves.
Wesley didn't get as much on it as he would have liked because he was being played by Brisebois, who was called for the penalty. Montreal outshot Boston 2-1 in the first period, but Boston has turned that around in the second period. And the Bruins are on the power play for the fourth time tonight. Hooking the call against Brisebois. Ford to drive. Knocked down in front, free puck. Clears the power play by G. Carbonneau. He was hit hard by Iafrate. Marois struggling to keep it in. Battling Brunet. Right on the line. Stumple to Bork. Bork to Iafrate. Crowd into the game now. Iafrate got it in wide. Minute 35 left in the Boston power play. Just more than 2 minutes left in the period. 2-1 Canadiens. Iafrate down low. Marois lost the puck. Grenade bumped into the ice. Iafrate keeps it in. Schneider couldn't clear. Marois, a tough angle with a rolling puck. Poor decision by Dan Marois. And it's sent the length of the ice by Benoit Brunet.
Well, Boston with some sustained pressure. Now we're going to get a penalty on the play. Boston players trying to get to their bench. A little interference. A delayed penalty call on the Montreal Canadiens.
It was Oates who was knocked to the ice right in front of the Canadiens bench, but right in front of Richard Trottier. So Montreal had a two-man advantage earlier in the game, and now Jacques Demers' club will be 2 men down with a minute 38 left in the second period. Still a minute 6 left on the penalty to Brisebois, and he'll be joined in the box by Lyle Online, who goes off for cross-checking at 18:22, and Brian Sutter plots the 2-man advantage.
Well, Boston with a big chance now to even this game up. Not a great penalty for Oline to take, to say the least. He was headed towards his own bench. Boston had the best sustained pressure in this second period. I mentioned earlier, in the second period, the teams are farthest away from their own bench. On the power play, Boston and Montreal hemmed in. There were some tired players out there. Oline was one of them. As he made the beeline to his own bench after Montreal had shot the puck down the ice, he crotch-checked Adam Oates in the middle of the ice, nowhere near the puck. So Oline is in the box. Now Boston have a chance to turn up the juice on this 5-on-3 advantage.
Bear in mind, the Bruins power play really struggled. 2 for the last 39 in the regular season. Randy Mitten really in the face of Adam Oates. And now talking to Ron Wilson. And Glenn Wesley steps in. Has a stick problem.
Number 77, Ray Bourque, out there, of course, on the power play. It's unbelievable that when he is in the lineup this season, the Boston Bruins scored 80 power play goals. He was on the ice for 79 of those 80 goals. That is absolutely phenomenal. He is in absolute control of what goes on out there.
He's a surefire Hall of Famer when his playing days are over. Now Wilson looking to break in short-handed, and Wesley got back. Canadiens get the first man back in 55 seconds. Minute 25 left in the second period. 2-1 Montreal. The action heating up here in the second period. Bork down low. Cherkowski has the Boston goal. Now Bork to Cherkowski. Malinsky and Oates also up front. Bork. Cherkowski. Oh, scores!
Adam Oates finishes off this goal. Beautiful passing by the Boston Bruins. Back and forth between Cherkowski and Ray Bourque. A lot of patience on that 5-on-3. There's Bourque. He surveys the situation. Back down to Cherkowski, and this kid knows what to do. Look at this pass. Feathered right through traffic. Adam Oates with an easy goal there. Let's take another look at it. Cherkowski on the left of your screen. Looks in the middle, holds on. Look at that pass. right on the stick. Nothing Patrick Waugh can do there.
Adam Oates, his first goal of the 94 playoff on a 5-on-3 power play at 18:52. Bork and Cherkovsky assisting. And for the second time, the Bruins have come from a goal behind to tie it up. They have not led in the game. They're still on the power play. 4 minutes, 13 seconds to see the time remaining in the second period. Beautiful passing. Take advantage of all the open space in the 5-on-3 for the goal for Boston. Now some skating room for Bernay, but he is troubled. He's going to puck right away. Stumple. Broken up the pass attempt by Bernay. 28 seconds left in the period. Ted Donato, great job of accepting the pass. Now Marois with the trailer. Stumple. Blocked by Brisebois. Kept in by Wesley. In close, he shoots. Rebound, goal! Ted Donato gives Boston its first lead.
Ted Donato, the man of the hour right now, but the Boston Bruins with tremendous pressure on the Montreal Canadiens. Here's a look at the replay. Look how much room the Boston Bruins have there. The shot by Stumple is blocked, but they don't get it out. Wesley following up. There's the shot. Donato's going to knock it out of the air, I think, on the edge of the crease. Boston all around them. Montreal Canadiens have spent too much time inside their own blue line in the last 5 or 6 minutes, and it's really starting to pay off for the Boston Bruins. There's another look. Donato knocks it out before Schneider can knock it away. Bruins are up 3-2.
Ted Donato, with the best regular season of his brief NHL career with 22 goals, as his 4th career playoff goal. And Boston, on the stretch of 2 power play goals, will take a 1-goal lead in the third period. And they're on their feet at the Boston Garden. After 2 periods, Boston 3, Montreal 2. Now back to our National Hockey Night studios and Steve Levy. Steve?
Sean, thanks very much. 1-1 after 1, 3-2 Boston now after that second period. In our first intermission, we took care of the Eastern Conference. Well, the Western Conference starts their playoff series. One of the series will start tomorrow, the other 3 picking up on Monday. We'll preview the Western Conference when we return on the new Dodge Intermission Report and a look at the #1 team in the West. The high-scoring Detroit Red Wings will go up against the San Jose Sharks, who are making their first trip to the NHL postseason.